He had 1,000 gold coins in his hands. Not stolen, not borrowed, just found. But inside his home, his wife had not eaten in 3 days. His daughters were crying from hunger. The house was empty, and the man who could have ended all of it with just 1 coin sat there and did not move. His wife begged him, "Just take a few, just tonight. No one will ever know." He looked at her, paused, and said, "If you touch even 1 coin, I will divorce you." Who is this man? And why would anyone choose hunger over 1,000 gold coins? Stay with me, because this man had nothing, absolutely nothing, and the one moment that could have changed everything, he walked away from it. Let me take you back to where it all began. It was the sacred city of Makkah. The streets were still quiet. The call to prayer rose slowly into the cool morning air. But in one small, crumbling home at the edge of the city, an old man sat alone in the dark, 60 years old, tired bones, empty stomach, and a heart filled with nothing but trust in Allah. He woke up that morning the same way he had for 3 days, hungry, his stomach empty, his house silent. His daughters had cried themselves to sleep the night before, and today was looking no different. His wife came to him. Her voice was gentle, but her words carried the weight of a mother's fear. She said, "Today is the 3rd day. Our daughters have not eaten. The heat outside is already unbearable. We adults can manage, but our children cannot take this anymore. Please, go out, say the name of Allah and go. Maybe He will open some door for us." The old man looked at her slowly. He nodded. He said, "Yes, I am going. Insha'Allah, Allah will provide." He stood up and walked out the door. The marketplace of Makkah was alive with morning sounds. He went from stall to stall, lane to lane, asking for any work, any labor at all. But nothing came. Hours passed. The sun climbed higher. The heat became cruel. His hunger deepened. By the afternoon, he left the market with empty hands and heavy steps. He kept walking, further and further, until the sounds of the city faded behind him, and he found himself alone in a quiet, deserted valley outside Makkah. His legs finally gave up. He sat down right there in that deserted valley, head low, eyes on the ground. And then, something shimmered, just a few feet away, a tiny glint of something beneath the dry earth. He stared at it, got up slowly, walked over, and pulled it out, a small pouch, made of silk, old and dusty. But something inside it was heavy. He opened it slowly, and inside, glittering in the harsh afternoon sun, were gold coins, hundreds of them, 1,000 to be exact. His eyes went wide. His breath stopped. For just one moment he thought of his daughters, his wife. The empty house. 1,000 gold coins. This was enough to feed them for years. This was enough to change everything. But then something deeper stirred inside him, something stronger than hunger. His faith spoke, and it said, "This is not yours." He sat there in the dust, holding those coins, fighting with himself. Someone lost this. Someone is searching for it right now. This money is not mine to take, he thought. Maybe just a few, just enough for tonight. No one will ever know. He almost convinced himself. Almost. But then he heard his own conscience say, "Be patient, old man. You have spent 60 years on honesty. Do not throw it all away for one night of comfort." He put every coin back into the pouch, stood up, and walked home. He entered quietly, trying to slip past his wife. But she saw him. She saw the way his hands were hidden behind his back. She asked, "What do you have there?" He said, "Nothing." But she stepped closer. She said, "Do not hide from me. What is in your hands?" He exhaled. He opened his palms, and there was the silk pouch. He told her everything, where he found it, what was inside, and what he planned to do. Return it. His wife was a good woman, a faithful woman, but she was also a mother whose children had not eaten in 3 days. She said, "Just take a few coins, enough for food tonight. No one will ever know." He looked at her. His voice was firm. He said, "No, never. If you touch that pouch, or tell a single person about it, I will divorce you." His words were hard, but his eyes were full of pain. His wife went silent, and that night, they all slept hungry again. The next morning, the old man made his way to the open square near the mosque. When he arrived, a crowd had gathered. A young man from Yemen was standing in the middle, calling out in a loud voice, "O people, I have lost a pouch with 1,000 gold coins. Whoever returns it, Allah will reward them greatly. The old man stepped forward. He raised his hand. He said, "Young man, there are many poor people in this city. Perhaps your pouch has reached someone who is honest but desperate. If you announce a reward, they will return it willingly. How much will you offer?" The young Yemeni man asked. "What do you suggest?" The old man said. 100 gold coins, 1/10 of your wealth." The young man shook his head. "That is too much. I leave my matter with Allah," the old man said. "Brother, you risk losing all 1,000 to avoid giving 100. Is that wisdom?" But the young man would not move. He turned, and the crowd scattered. Now a man from the gathering had been watching everything very carefully. He studied the old man, the way he spoke, the way his eyes moved, and something told him, the pouch is with this man. He was not a rich man himself, but he had a generous heart, and he could not walk away. He walked over and said, "Uncle, I have a small job for you. Will you come with me?" The old man agreed without hesitation. At the man's shop, there were goods piled outside that needed moving. They worked together for a few hours. When it was done, the man paid the old man a full day's wages, more than the work deserved, because he understood. This man needed it badly. The old man thanked him warmly and headed home. But the man followed him, quietly, all the way to his front door. And when the old man stepped inside, he pressed himself against the wall and listened. He heard the old man tell his wife about the Yemeni man, about the reward, about the refusal. Then he heard the wife speak again. She said, "I have spent 40 years with you. Through hunger and poverty, you never stole, never cheated, never took what was not yours. But listen to me now. Maybe Allah sent this gold for you. Maybe this is His mercy. If He will ask you about these coins on the day of judgment, He will also ask you about your hungry daughters and your suffering wife." For a moment, the old man wavered. Just for a moment. But then he pulled himself together. He said, "No, I have spent 60 years on patience and honesty. I will not destroy everything I stood for in one moment of weakness. May Allah have mercy on us." Outside the door, the man was standing with tears pouring down his face. He knocked. The old man came to the door. The man pulled him into an embrace and wept openly. He said, "I have never seen patience like yours. I have never seen honesty like yours. Tell me, how can I help you?" The old man said, "You already have. You gave me more than I deserve today. That is more than enough." The man wiped his tears and whispered, "I know the pouch is with you. Tomorrow go back. Ask him to lower the reward. Even 10 coins. Even 1. Try once more." That night, the old man sat with his family. They ate with the wages from the kind man. It was simple. It was little. But it was honest. And somehow, it felt like a feast. The next day he returned to the open square. The Yemeni man was there again. The old man approached and said, "Yesterday you refused 100 coins. What about 10? The man said. "No, not 10. The old man came back the third day. He said, "Then 1 coin. Just 1. Perhaps that 1 coin will feed a family tonight." The young man looked at him and said, "Not even 1. My matter is with Allah." The old man felt the last door close. He breathed in slowly. Then, he said quietly, "Then come with me and take what is yours." He asked the kind man from the shop to come as a witness. The 3 of them walked to the small home. The old man went inside alone, reached into the hiding place, brought out the silk pouch. He placed it in front of the young man and asked, "Is this yours?" The young man looked at it and said, "Yes." The old man opened the pouch and poured every single coin onto the ground. They counted together. 1,000. All there. Every single one. The young Yemeni man picked up the pouch, put it over his shoulder, and walked out the door. The daughters stared. The wife stared. The old man sat in the silence of his empty room and closed his eyes. Then, footsteps. The young man came back. He stood in the doorway and said, "O honest man, when my father passed away, he left behind 5,000 gold coins. Before he died, he made a will. He said, 'Sell my belongings, use the money for the pilgrimage to Makkah, and give 1,000 gold coins to a man who truly trusts Allah and who is genuinely poor.' I traveled all the way from Yemen searching for such a man. I announced, I watched, I observed, and in this entire city, I found no one more deserving than you. Take this. It is yours. Spend it only in what is good and honest." He placed the pouch on the floor and left. The old man collapsed to the ground, his forehead pressed to the earth, his beard wet with tears. He stayed there for a long time. When he finally lifted his head, he turned to his wife and said softly, "Do you see? Allah does not waste the reward of those who are patient." We protected ourselves from one dishonest coin, and he gave us 1,000 honest ones. They ate together that evening, the whole family, with full hearts and grateful eyes. They laughed, they cried, they held each other. It had been a long time since this home had felt this warm. After some time, the old man stood and moved toward the door. His wife asked, "Where are you going now?" He turned and smiled, the kind of smile that only comes after a long storm. He said, "I am going to find a family like ours, a family going to sleep hungry tonight, someone with no one. I want them to eat at our table tonight." And just like that, he walked out into the night. My dear friends, this story is not just a story. It is a mirror held up to each one of us. This old man was not wealthy, not powerful, not educated, but he had something that cannot be bought with any amount of gold. He had patience, he had honesty, and he had complete and unshakable trust in Allah. He held 1,000 gold coins in his trembling hands, and he gave every single one back. 3 times he tried to do the right thing. 3 times the door seemed to close in his face. But the man who stands on truth does not need every door to open. He only needs Allah on his side. This is the nature of our test in this world. The choice between what is easy and what is right will come to every single one of us, in different moments, in different forms. But those who listen to their conscience, who choose honesty even when no one is watching, those are the ones Allah never abandons. Remember this. Allah sees what no human eye can see. He sees the hand that pulls back from wrongdoing in the middle of the night. He sees the heart that chooses patience when the stomach is empty. And he never, ever lets that go to waste. If this story touched your heart today, please share it with someone who needs to hear it right now. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, hit that button, so these reminders keep reaching you every week. May Allah grant us the patience of this old man. May He keep our hands clean, our hearts clean, and our earnings clean. Ameen.